Good morning. Off today, running on my little errands. So I thought about this. Like this term is thrown around in the financial world. It's generational wealth, right? And how brown people are behind the ball when it comes to generational wealth, right? I would say brown people maybe within the U.S. Let's get that correct, because outside of the U.S., there are brown people who have been doing this generational wealth notion for forever. You know, in Africa and all other countries, you know, the Indians, the wealthy ones, they've been practicing generational wealth for forever. So this term that now it's like this buzzword now here in America about how black people have no generational wealth and they leave their family debt. Yeah, I feel like mostly in this country, because you know how this system is here. It's harder for minorities than it is for others, which is true. You know, that's facts. However, I feel like here in this country, the focus should be more on educating minorities on finances. A lot of us don't understand money. We know how to hustle and how to grind on how to get it, but we don't know the ins and outs of other races on how to make that money make money, right? Legally. Let me say that. Where it can extend beyond you, the person who's making money. So my thing is this. The focus should be more on education. Educating us about, in our schools, in our colleges, you know, our families, parents, y'all take the responsibility on educating your kids on money. Because what is the point in you working so hard and you leave all this money for family? What do you think is going to happen? Let's discuss the majority of time what happens. They blow through it. The house you leave them, ain't no real such thing as home ownership, because you don't own it. Unless the land that house is sitting on is yours, you don't own it. You don't own it. You have to pay taxes till the day you die, till the next generation die, till the next generation die, till the next generation die. And if you don't, they come take it. So that whole term of home ownership, no. You could land ownership if you own the land, but most people, the majority in this country, you do not own that house unless you bought the land it's on. But anyway, my little rant on that part. But my point in all this, let's focus on educating our people about money, not just getting money and stressing money, because money's not everything. It's a tool to get, buy, exchange, whatever you need. That's what it's for, but it's not everything. You know, all of the financial people like to quote the Bible scripture about a good man leaves an inheritance for their family or their child. But guess what? What is the point in leaving money for your child and they know nothing about money? What do you think happens to it? So my focus should be the educational part of finances. Not only that, that scripture, people misinterpret it. Everyone has their own understanding of a scripture. A good man leaves an inheritance for their children. Okay, great. That's wonderful. But inheritance is not just money. Inheritance is knowledge, wisdom, understanding, love. All of those things are important factors when if you're calling something an inheritance. It's not just money. It's not just monetary material things. It's not just property. Inheritance is more than just tangible things. So I feel like we got to do better with this. Stop throwing around this term and abusing the scripture to make it fit your financial spiel. Like, come on. And a lot of people use this. A lot of these financial advisors, they beat the scripture to the ground when half of them ain't even living what the rest of the scriptures say. But this particular one, you know very well, and how to beat it down to the ground when it comes to applying it to money. No, we got to do better, guys. We got to do better. Focus on educating yourself when it comes to money. They talk about, you know, the wealth gap and narrowing the wealth gap. You can't narrow to be honest, I feel like this wealth gap would never be closed. You try to get it close as possible, when it comes to us and others here in this country, but it will never close. Let's keep it real. It won't. However, you can educate and learn, just like how other races educate their kids. From the time their kids are little, they're teaching their kids about money, majority of them. So when their kids are older and they come into some money, they know what to do with it. They're not just blowing it on dumb stuff. But anyway, just my thoughts. Till next time.